Welcome to Spirit Cafe Sessions with Kim and Nikki. Thanks for joining us. This is our second episode. We gave a bit of a teaser at the last episode. So this time we are going to be talking about red flags, scammers, and how to spot and get yourself a good reading that is legitimate. We kind of talked about the genesis of the podcast, incorrect information. And so we are doing this as a way to put out information to you, and so that you know that you are going to be getting quality readings, who to not be scammed by, or ways to know if you're being scammed. And we talked about this, very important, never ever feel stupid. I just want to say that right from the beginning. Never ever feel like you're stupid or that you did something wrong or whatever. These people are very skilled, and they very much know how to get at you. So please, that's one thing you have to keep in mind, is to never ever feel that it's made, that you're dumb or you're stupid or whatever you want to talk to yourself, because we have those.
True.
I'll always tell you, you're the nastiest person you'll ever meet to yourself. So keep those words out of your head, because it's not. These are very skilled people. All right, and Nikki and I have mentioned before, and we're going to continue to mention it. We will never ever get in your DMs and send you a message, and we will never approach you for reading. All right, we both do our own readings on our own platforms. We will never reach out to you, and just know that. All right. And if somebody does reach out to you claiming to be, check with us first, or whatever. But I can guarantee you, we'll tell you no, that it was not us reaching out to you, and that is usually a scammer.
No, absolutely. The same goes with our separate accounts, because we do have separate accounts, both Kim and I. So if anybody reaches out you claiming to be Kim or Nikki, they are most definitely not Kim or Nikki, because we don't reach out to people ever. So anybody who reaches out saying that they are either one of us, or anybody who says that they are part of the, Spiritual Cafe Sessions team, there is no big team, so don't believe in that either, okay? Because that will happen. It's happened many times. I've had many readers come to me saying that I reached out to them, and it wasn't me. It was a spam account, because I have been recreated on TikTok and Instagram, I think 4 times already.
They say that's the highest form of flattery, isn't it?
I guess, but it's really annoying, because they take my stuff and then I have to block them all the time. And I will report it to TikTok. TikTok, you got to get it together, I'm telling you, because I've reported every account that is me in quotations, and TikTok never takes it down, because they say they're not violating anything, even though I've proven to TikTok through the algorithms and through the things that they make you prove who you are, that is a spam account, and TikTok still won't take it down, which is maddening to me. Maddening. So TikTok has got to get it together. I love it, but it's got to get it together when it comes to that stuff. And I'm not the only one who said that, by the way. There's a lot of readers and a lot of people who've made contact on TikTok that are going through the same thing. They report people, and TikTok just doesn't take their stuff down. Ridiculous.
Well, so that'll be the first red flag that we would like to bring to your attention, is who reached out first. All right.
Yes.
It's okay if you're watching live and, Nikki says, oh, we didn't notice you, or because sometimes, again, TikTok or different platforms, they'll mute or they'll filter comments. And so if we specifically say DM us, then it's okay. But again, you are reaching out to us. It's not us. We're not going to reach out to you and say, hey, it didn't work. Let's talk about this.
Never, ever, ever, ever. My God, I can't believe how many times it happens, and how many times people have told me it's happened. Content people have told me it's happened as well, to people who are on TikTok. It's a little bit insane.
Yeah.
It's a little bit insane. And like Kim said, my God, do not feel silly if you fallen for this. I actually have two stories that I'm going to read for everybody about people who were scammed on TikTok. That's why it's kind of cool that we're singling TikTok, even though, we don't hate it. We don't. But I mean, everybody's on TikTok. Most people are on TikTok. Everything's about TikTok. So it doesn't surprise me that the couple stories that I have here that I'm going to share with everybody, the scam started on TikTok. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I am
It's
just going to
a
take
platform.
go ahead.
Like, we're able to do bigger, longer videos on TikTok than you are on
Yeah,
anything. So that's kind of
it's
the
true.
advantage of it.
It's
But
true.
they're
Yeah, it's
they,
very true.
they don't
I
have
don't
their platform perfect, I guess.
No. I really think that maybe they don't really care to make it perfect in that sense because it's still a lot of money going in for TikTok. It's a lot of money going in for their investors, for their board, for all of that stuff. So I don't think that that is ever really going to go away. They're never going to really 100% fix that problem, and that's fine. I mean, I get it. It is what it is, but it's so infuriating to creators and to people who end up getting scammed. These
Hmm.
two stories I have, these people got scammed. I'm not talking they got scammed by like, $100, $50. They got scammed by hundreds or thousands of dollars from people on TikTok, right? And again, it's not their fault because, like Kim says, they prey on people who are in vulnerable positions, right? Who maybe are not, their mental health is not the best at the moment in time, and they sense it just by the things that you say, and then they pounce.
Yeah, they are very skilled.
Yeah.
So they prey on your grief, your vulnerability, your
Uh-huh.
and they get this, they mine this information, I guess is probably the best way to say it, by watching in different lives. So they'll
Yeah.
go into different lives and they'll see the questions that are being asked, and they'll know what your urgency is. And so when they reach out to you and say, "Hi, I hear you're having love problems," or, "Hi, I can get that person back in your life," you know, well, you have to know that that is just a scammer. All right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
even had there is another creator that I follow, and she does readings. And a friend of mine went on and like followed her.
Uh-huh.
And then she says, "Oh, so and so sent me an email or a message saying that she wants to give me a reading." And the pictures and everything looked just like her, and had all that same stuff. And I said, "No, no, 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 that's not her. It's not
Yep.
her." Okay.
Yep.
So she says, "Oh my gosh, I'm glad I said something to you, because otherwise I would have, because I thought, oh yeah, this is it." So no, it is not ever, ever going to be. They will never reach out to you.
No.
They are far too busy. We all will do these, readings, or if we, some people it's their life, but
Yeah.
most of us have other jobs and other, events, and like I got,
Yep.
children or whatever you got to deal with. We don't have the time to sit there and reach out to people for reading.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
So that will never ever happen.
No, it won't. And I see it on lives all the time. I see it on my lives occasionally. People will be throwing questions my way because I do free tarot when I do my lives. And people will be answering for me. And I have mentioned to this story to Kim before, where I've been on my lives. I've seen it on other lives. People will comment when somebody asks a question. Oh, hey Nikki, is Billy going to reach out to me? Hey Nikki, are Billy and I going to get back together? And before I can pick up to read, there will be somebody that comments to their or replies to their comment that says, "Hey, I can help you get back this person. DM me." Or, "Hey, I can give you a timeline. I can give you a free reading." They jump on and they try to like kind of take control of the session, and they're not jumping in to join my live face to face. What they're doing is they're jumping in and snatching people from the comment section. To in a way scam them. So I have a great moderator, Lindsay, who does report these people and block them, but it happens all the time. And even on regular posted videos on TikTok, I will see in comment sections now, I will see that people replying to comments saying, "Hey, Dr. Shavago, he
So it's
he
always some
he
weird, right?
yeah, it's always a doctor. please get out, right? Like, oh, Dr. Zhivago helped me get back the love of my life after 3 years no contact. Oh, Dr. Zhivago helped me win the lottery after I almost lost my house. What? And they're
So
commenting
amazing
these to
that I
people.
have to hunt you people down to get his business.
Yeah, right? That's what I always think. I was like, okay, there. But I see that all the time, and it must be infuriating to other people as well. And I am sure some people fall for those types of messages, right? They don't know any better. They don't know, and then they end up feeling foolish when they're out thousands of dollars or whatever that person's gimmick is, and it's not their fault. These people, like Kim said, are so skilled at manipulation and gaslighting and just hitting you in the nerve right where it hurts. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Absolutely. Hey, Nikki, what are you
Yeah.
drinking today?
Oh, oh yes. So I'm drinking tea. Of course I'm drinking tea. But I am drinking tea from Silk Road in BC. It is a small, adorable tea shop in Victoria and Vancouver. And my brother sends these teas to me and my mom all the time. The one I'm drinking today is the London Fog, and I love it because I love London Fogs. But they've also nicknamed it the Tea of Possibility, which I think is adorable. And it's black tea with vanilla beans, vanilla and bergamot extract, and lots of fruit essence. I don't only drink black tea. I do drink green teas, but I've been on a black tea kick this week, probably because of lack of sleep. But I'm telling you, this tea is so delicious. So
Because I feel
delicious.
to call it possibility.
Hmm. That's what I'm saying. I love it. I think it's very, very cute that that's what they called it. And they name all their teas like that. They've got like a sangria tea where you can actually just make a sangria just by the tea, like tons of stuff. I love their things. Love it.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So again, just want to make the very first red flag about a scammer or, something isn't right is they are reaching out to you. All right.
Yes.
And it's the same thing with email or, any kind of scam, they're reaching out to you. They know, like whether it's like one of these romance scams or you hear and they,
Hmm.
oh, find people, men or women who are lonely and, oh, well, you have to suddenly purchase a boat essentially with, Apple cards or
Oh my God.
whatever it is, right?
Some of the stuff.
It's
Seriously.
insane. So don't fall for that. If they've reached out to you, say no bueno. Done. Don't
No
just
bueno. That's right. No,
yeah,
no,
no
thank
bueno.
you. No, thanks, sir.
No, thank you.
Thank you
So
very
Nikki has
much.
some stories actually before we continue on.
Yes. Yes, yes. Okay. So these stories are real. One of them I just couldn't believe actually happened, but it did. She swore to me it did over and over again. Anyway, I'm not going to say any of the names. I'm not going to say any of the time frames. I'm keeping all of that private. Just because, for their sake. But so the first story, this one totally blew my mind a little bit, okay? This is how like perfectly in tune these scammers are with human behavior. Okay. All right. I've been struggling to find a husband and a partner for the past 13 years or so, and I don't understand why. Though I'm not perfect, I don't see any reason why I should still be struggling in my 30s. I felt really depressed one day, so I decided to open TikTok and look at the different live feeds. I saw a couple of psychics posting on there, and I decided to ask a question. I asked one of the psychics or mediums if she thinks I'm going to meet my husband or if I'm going to have to remain single forever. She replied right away, saying that she sees a lot of negative energy around me and feels that I've been attracting a lot of narcissists, negative, and non-committal men.
Who, ha- who
Right what
doesn't?
I'm saying?
That's like a
Okay,
generic
that
thing.
technically that's sign number one. Okay, sign number one. Anyway, she asked me that if that resonates with me, and I said yes. She then asked me to contact her on her phone number because she really wanted to help me and talk further about this. After she left the live, I did end up texting her. She wanted to do a FaceTime reading, so we did. On FaceTime, she told me she wanted $50 for the reading, which I agreed to because I was desperate. Side note, $50 for a reading, it's not even that expensive these days, but you got to be careful of the type of reading. Right? Back to the story. Sorry. She said it would be very in depth, but it turned out to be quite basic and lasted only 15 minutes. She then said I had a lot of evil eye on me and someone had done black magic on me and she needed to do a spiritual cleansing. Despite being skeptical, I agreed because I felt, hey, maybe there's going to be some truth to it considering my past. I was previously married to someone who believed and said he dabbled in magic. He once took me to a place in Pakistan where a man who I think practiced magic told me that if I didn't marry him, I would never get married again. I married him, but he ended up cheating on me and I divorced him. Since then, I've struggled to find love. I know, it's such a terrible story. Back to the psychic. It's not a terrible story, by the way. This is happens all the time. Things like this. I mean, maybe you're not going to a different country to be fooled, but women get fooled all the time to this kind of stuff. Okay,
And
so
men,
and men, yeah, exactly, and men. Okay, so it's not stupid at all.
no.
Um, Back to the psychic. So she said she wanted to do a 7-day cleansing ritual for 450, but I told her I couldn't afford it. She then offered to do it for 300, claiming it was usually 900 and she was giving me a discount, which was only for tonight. She seemed genuine, so I agreed and paid her $300. I'm sorry, but if you have a 7-day cleansing ritual and it's apparently $900, you're offering it to somebody for to 450 and that no. You offer it at $900. You have no idea she doesn't know the money yet. Like that
Hmm.
was your first sign that there was no discount, right?
Yeah.
All right. So she agreed and paid her $300. But before paying, I double checked and asked her if there would be any additional charges, as I wouldn't be working and I couldn't afford any more. She assured me and promised there wouldn't be. But the next day, she told me that my ex had put a hex on me and she needed to do a further reading for additional payment. I declined explaining my financial situation again. She said it was okay and we could discuss it in the future when money came in.
No.
Yeah.
Repeated requests for money, an urgency. These are red
No.
flags.
Exactly. Exactly. After she asked for more money again a day later too, I became skeptical and I ended up asking her if this was a scam. She replied emotionally, asking, how can I ask her this? She was my friend. She cared about me. Am I kidding? And she suddenly introduced a cancellation fee, which she had never mentioned before. This confirmed my suspicion it was a scam. I realized I'd given $350 plus another $50, so almost $500 to a scam artist on TikTok. I feel like I might just have to accept being single forever, which makes me sad that she thinks that because it's not true.
It's not true. You just
No.
took your vulnerabilities out to the public by
Mm-hmm.
kind of looking for a reading and someone targeted you, and that's exactly what they're looking for. So you need to,
Exactly.
again, so another thing, like I said, urgency. You need to do this now, or every time you talk to them, whatever, like, oh, well, I'll do this. And so they increase, like the amount of money that you have to pay them keeps increasing. It keeps
Yep.
increasing. Whether or not it's, another $20 or another $100 or whatever, they're, they're, well, they're lining their pockets with what you're giving them.
Yeah.
So, this is definitely the behavior of these scammers. And so, again, don't, if they reach out first, no. If they start pushing urgency, no. If they start, making you fear for your safety, if
Mm-hmm.
they don't intervene, absolutely no. Just
Yeah.
hang. They're not going to find you. Block them, whatever,
No. They'll
and
never
just
find you. No.
just go because they don't know the information, um, your information, unless you've given it to them.
Yeah.
Uh, so just don't uh, end it. Don't feel bad. Tell them to go pound sand, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Just get out because
Yeah.
it's a scam.
Yeah. And they're never your friends, by the way. So don't fall for that
Mm-mm,
either. They're never your friends. I
mm-mm.
mean, never ever. And I've heard that a lot where they will counter with, but I'm your friend and I really care about you. And, I just need this money for the orphanage or whatever. There's no
Mhm.
orphanage and they don't care about you. You are just a number to them. Number, 33 out of 50 scams. That's
And
what
you
you
probably
are to
put
these
in a call
people.
center if you're not
Yeah.
doing it because a lot of it will just be by chat too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're
Yeah.
not actually hearing their
Mhm.
voices, um, or anything. So you don't even know if they're real unless you've seen them. Like actually seen their physical faces while they
Mm,
were on their live. But those ones usually you don't.
yeah. No, it's very true. You don't. You don't. And you're never talking to the same person. Every day might be a different person you're talking to. They just know what to say because there's a script, or that the person before them, updated them on that. So that's the scary part.
And it's
The
not just
scary part.
you, because they're probably doing it to about 5 or 6 or 7 people at the same time. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely. Same story. Yep. Everything. Yep.
cut and paste, because you can ask them questions and they won't really answer those questions.
No. No, they skid over them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very good at deflecting. Masters of deflecting. I find people like that. Um, just terrible.
It's
Terrible.
absolutely fair. So don't, again, don't ever accept those readings uh, without
No.
doing your due diligence. If
Yeah.
you want to do some research, you want to do some watching of TikToks. A lot of times, if I think I want to get a reading, I'll watch several different readers,
Yes.
and I will
Oh,
watch.
such a good idea. Such a good point, Kim.
And I
That's a
will,
good point.
and I like the ones who I've seen say no, no. If they are say they have the candles, the intention candles, and I like the ones that'll say, no, you don't need that one.
Yeah.
Like, you need this.
Yeah.
They're not coming after you for money. And if they can tell you, or if they say you need this, and they can say exactly what is going on with you, then they have a connection, and
Hmm.
and that's it. Um, so if you just kind of listen to how they talk, right? If you
Yeah.
if you go to these lives and they're doing, uh, yes, no, oh, sorry, honey, you're gonna have to contact me. My phone number's up here, and then,
Hmm.
oh, nope, sorry, you're gonna have to get a reading, and they're saying that to everybody. That's
Yeah.
because they're trying to drive you off so that they can get you in and they can reel you in. And these are usually people who you can't see their face.
My
Just
God.
see their phone
Very
number,
true.
see the crystals and all the pretty stuff, and you know
Very true.
all set up, but you won't see their face. You won't know what they look like.
No. And that's very, very, very true. And by the way, you don't need to cleanse yourself for over $5. Um, that's just my opinion. You don't. If somebody tells you you've got a lot of negative energy, if somebody's picking up on all that stuff and they're, oh, it'll take 7 days. No, no, I'm going to tell you right now, it's as easy as doing an egg cleanse. It's as easy as doing an egg cleanse. And then getting, whether you believe in Reiki, fantastic. Your chakras cleanse, fantastic. Bars, great. And as easy as that. And I guarantee you, anybody who does any of those things is not charging you over $300 for that. And if they are, they're charging you that because not only do you have that session, but you probably have two more sessions. And then you probably have a spa treatment. And then you probably have something else with it. It will never cost you an exceedingly high amount to actually get cleansed, in quotations. Um, no, it will never. And that's one of, not your first, but as Kim says, but that is one of the big ones, is if somebody's telling you that they can cleanse you, that they can fix your energy, that no, no, just
Or they're the
no.
only ones who can do it if you pay them a certain amount of money because they're going to do this.
Yeah.
you know and we're not talking about the ones that say, okay, it's this amount of money, but I'm going to follow it up with,
Yeah,
6
that's different.
to
Yeah.
28 sessions. Okay,
Yep.
so then, okay, then it might be a little bit more money because you are actually paying for their time
Yep.
over that period of time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and then you can feel that out. But when they're saying, okay, yeah, you need to pay me this money, and now, and oh, this one time price only, and then you go in there, and then, oh yeah, well, it's got to be done, but then you kind of go, I want to cancel, and then they start talking about cancellation fees. Like, come on, man.
What is
Like,
that? Get out
yeah,
of here.
like,
Cancellation
this is
fee.
just somebody who's got you on a hook, and they're panicking, and they're just trying
Yeah.
to reel you in. It's like, they're finding me out, like, oh
Yeah.
no. So
Yeah.
they play on your fears.
Yeah.
um
That's exactly it.
I As a minister, I did have a woman come in a few years ago, and she wanted a husband and a baby desperately.
Oh,
She was like early 40s. She had, I guess, an ethnicity that kind of um revolves around the beliefs of like the black magic and things like
Okay.
that.
All right. Yeah.
Just because so that was something that kind of was in her culture, so
Right.
she wasn't as easily to discern as some we would so
Perfect. Yeah.
she was told that these black somebody had put a curse on her, and it
Oh
was
no.
doing things intimately to her
Oh,
um, at
Jesus.
night and touching her and doing things to her, and
Oh
and,
man.
and they were chasing her, and they were like, and then she kept going back, and these people would go, okay, no, well, I need $5,000, and she was
Oh
giving
no.
money to, okay, well, I can undo this, right? Like, she was, and she fully believed that.
Oh no, she didn't. Oh no.
We did a reading for her, brought through family members who were like trying to
Oh
tell her, her grandparents, very, very, um,
wow.
very good evidence of these people, because there were things that I brought through that, well, I wouldn't know,
Right.
things that she did with
Yep.
them when she was little and stuff like that in another country that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was still really hard for her to believe that this wasn't happening.
Wow.
And she was shocked because we were saying, no, we don't want any money. And we just were trying to help her. She had already been through,
Yeah.
and we don't know how many, I'm sure she did tens of thousands of dollars. And, it just,
Heartbreaking.
it was destroying her. I don't think she liked the fact that we were telling her that, she didn't have to pay this, because these people were still having her fearful.
Yeah, they were in her head still.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
just
that's
just know that this is not, it's not because of you being, whatever you want to tell yourself. Like I've said, you're the meanest person you'll ever meet. You're going to tell yourself awful, awful things about, no matter, how
Yeah,
you
we
look.
don't do that here though.
No, you
We don't do
need
that
to
here.
absolutely just know that this was, you know, easily something that would happen.
Hmm.
So just, you know, cut it, say, okay, this is awful. I lost this money or whatever. Um, and just end it, block them, end it.
Yeah.
And, maybe talk to some friends who do know someone that maybe they trust, or, somebody that they've had
That's a
readers.
good idea.
Um,
Yeah.
or, feel free to reach out to one of us.
Yeah.
We're definitely wanting to put the spotlight on these things so that people can enjoy and love spirit,
Hmm.
and spirit, this spiritual stuff as much as we do. Okay. We love it.
Absolutely.
We're doing it. You don't want to go to a reader who's just doing it for money or for fame or whatever. You want to get someone that is going to give you truth,
100%.
and they're, you know, being completely honest with you. Okay. Uh, and the same thing, like if you're feeling a little uncomfortable with a reading and it's not at all resonating with you, feel know that it's okay to say, hey, no, like
Yeah.
you know, I'm done. And a legitimate reader would say, you know what, don't pay me, or, I'm going to send you
Yes.
back. All right.
Hmm.
Don't let them
Hmm.
get angry. I've heard that they can get angry and nasty or whatever. But, if you're not resonating with anything in, like the first 5-10 minutes, eh, what are they doing? What,
Exactly.
right?
No, exactly. That's a good point. That's a very good point as well. If a reading that you're getting, tarot reading, mediumship read, whatever reading that you're getting, if it's not resonating, do not be scared to tell the person who's doing it for you that this doesn't resonate, or that you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't know what they're talking about. Just let them know. They shouldn't take offense to it. I mean, I've had it happen a couple times. I don't take offense to it. It just sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes the energy doesn't come through. That's it, right?
Mhm.
So don't be scared to speak up about that either. That person's reaction will tell you what kind of reader that person is, because
Mhm.
I have had legit readers, I've heard the story, react in a less than pleasant way as well, just because they felt offensive. That you shouldn't feel offensive about that. It has nothing to do with your skill set and everything to do with the energy that you can or cannot pull in that moment, right? And then I've had readers come to me that tell me, I went to this reader, I spent this money, and I told her it didn't really fit. And she said, well, maybe I'm not understanding her. Maybe I'm not really paying attention. And I felt really dumb and I felt really sad. I have gotten that a handful of times since I've been on TikTok, and I've not even been on TikTok for a year. So, don't ever be scared of that. Don't ever be scared of
No.
telling somebody that what you're saying just doesn't work for me. But thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate it. And, hopefully their reaction is polite.
And if it's a decent reaction, maybe you just want to reschedule.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe the reader's having a bad day. Maybe her car broke down and she was just talking
Yes.
panic, or she's, just had a death in her family, or, like you just never know because
Yep.
we're humans, right? So if you're actually physically communicating with someone, whether in person, online, or whatever, and you're seeing them and people have things happening, right? So
Absolutely.
just because we're reading and doing these things, that doesn't mean that we don't have lives outside of this. So, everybody has a bad day. So you can decide with the reader, okay, maybe not a great day, let's reschedule.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
you know, if you're just feeling really bad vibes, well, then you probably don't want to reschedule. But
No.
I also want to say, like, it's the same thing as being someone who's getting a reading. Um, I had a time where a woman would not take anything. She was just nope, 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 and she was
Yeah.
just almost angry. And I I strongly knew these people were here, and I knew
Oh,
nobody would
yikes.
see me, and she was, just kind of giving me that.
Yeah.
And it was a tea, so there was like we would get one reading kind of after another. Well, her friend came in after her, and so I started doing the reading, and then I said something in the reading, and then she because I think her friend had kept like saying, "Oh, that's my friend's mom. She just died," or whatever, right? And I
Oh,
didn't know that it was her friend, but once I kind of
okay.
put it together, and at the end, I just said something. I just had made a comment saying, "Okay, well, I'm glad," like because your
Yeah.
friend was
What are you
kind
gonna?
of
Yeah.
saying, she wasn't getting
Yeah.
anything, it was just for you. And then because I just felt because this is what she was telling me, right? And then she said, "Oh, she just no, don't listen to her. She's just had a really bad morning." And that's she's not usually like that. But this woman
Uh,
was just really angry about everything that day.
yeah.
And so it caused it to not go well. And, I was a little bit annoyed. But then once I realized, okay, and kind of took my ego out of it,
Mhm.
realized, okay, she was just having a really bad day and probably
Yeah.
feeling um, maybe closed off to getting the reading, and was probably went in self sabotaging, saying, "Oh, probably everybody's just going to come in for my friend," right?
Yeah.
Um, you got to take responsibility for your actions as well, and how you're coming in on it. But absolutely do not ever feel forced to continue on and pay somebody for something that you have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
A good reader, if they know that you're not connecting, they will say, they should say, "Hey, you know what, look, it's not really doesn't seem like it's vibing, do you want to reschedule?"
Yeah. Most will, by the way. Most will.
Mhm, they
Like
should.
legit ones will be like, "Oh yeah, no, no, absolutely." I've had that people say that. I've had people say, "Nikki, I don't know if this makes sense. Can we do it in a couple weeks?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And you know what? I'm telling you right now, 9 times out of 10, they'll come back and be like, "Oh my God, it did make sense. I wasn't paying attention, or my
Mhm,
head wasn't in the game, or it hadn't happened yet, or whatever it is." So yeah, never feel like you're offending the reader, and if you do, then that just shows you what kind of reader they are.
mhm.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's
Uh,
it. Okay, my second story.
all right.
All right. Okay, this one's shorter. Also TikTok. All right. So early this year, Nikki, I followed a tarot reader soon after an account that I assumed was her backup followed me. She said she felt a strong presence with me and she wanted to do a reading. The reading was pretty vague, but I ate it up, of course, because I was gullible as hell. She was talking about her ancestors and stuff at one point and wanted to do a cleansing for me. I paid like 200 or more dollars for that. I can't believe it. Not only that, but she made me talk to this guy called the Godfather, who was a psychic or something, and he made me pay like over $1,000 for rituals and protection beads. I felt
Almost
like such a,
like you're at a car dealership, you know?
yeah, right?
Like,
Protect, like, yeah. I felt
sorry.
like such a silly person. I got the beads though, so I guess that's good. Now he wants me to pay $1,000 for spiritual powder. Like what? So yesterday I followed another TikTok reader. Then 5 minutes later, 10 other accounts just like hers followed me. And it was the same message that I got. I felt drawn to you. I can help you. Dear friend, the reading that the second scammer gave me was literally the exact same as the first that I sent all that money to. So I knew something was up and I stopped responding to all of them, especially when they said I had to do a cleansing again. Now I'm mad at myself for letting myself spend thousands of dollars thinking I was getting a genuine message from psychics. Spiritual powder. I've
Spiritual.
heard that before. I've heard that as a scammer ruse. Do not ever, ever, ever take any spiritual powder from anybody and drink it or eat it, because that's
No,
what they tell
never.
them, Kim. That's
Oh
what
my,
they tell them to do.
oh wow. Like
Yeah,
what is it?
they
Chalk?
tell them to drink it, mix it with water or something and drink it. And I've seen it. It's like black powder. Like don't do that. Don't ever do that, guys.
No,
Ugh,
no. Unless it's something that you've concocted yourself,
that's
don't
right.
ever put it and you know that
Absolutely
it's
right.
edible or safe for human consumption, do not take it. Don't put it on your body, don't put it in your body, don't put it up your nose. Everything
No.
I want you to do,
Up
don't
your
smoke
nose.
it, don't do any of it. Don't trust
Not
anybody.
any, you don't need spiritual powder to go inside your body to work.
No,
That's all I'm gonna say.
you don't need anything actually other
Oh,
than intention and
yes.
some
100%.
possibly guidance if you don't know how to.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my God. I'm sorry. The spiritual powder got me. It got me because I couldn't believe it. I mean, I've heard that, but like, I can't believe that. Anyway, I
I'll
should be
go
sure.
do some
Yes.
dusting in my house and maybe start selling some spiritual
Right?
powder. Ah, the kids will be make me a very rich woman if I go in their rooms.
Seriously, though. Oh my gosh. But see, these are two stories of things that legitly happen to people. And I know that there are hundreds and thousands of stories very, very similar to what these two ladies went through.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
similar.
and you're probably everyone's going to be. They're just like I said. They're like the romance scammers. They're like the
That's right.
people who are trying to fish for people on through emails, or you're just
Yes.
always going to get that. You're um just like when you suddenly get some, it's usually a doctor in the military from another country who's like in some other place that he can't get out easily, wants to have a relationship with you, like
Oh, yeah.
those ones, right? And
Terrible.
they're very it's the same. These scammers are scammers. They're just finding
Yes.
what your insecurities are, and they are going to target them
Yep.
and uh go off of that.
Yep. And I mean, these guys are, they're very skilled. I mean, I know we've been saying this throughout the entire podcast, but these guys are like CIA level sometimes skill set when it comes to manipulation of human behavior. So never, ever feel bad if you've fallen for it. I have had so many readers tell me they felt really bad and they felt like they were stupid and that they were dumb, that they fell for all these readers or all these mediums or all these spellcasters, whatever you have it. They spent all this money. There, don't feel foolish. Do not feel foolish, because I'm telling you, they can get anyone at the right time. And they do usually. So,
They know exactly what you're
yeah.
looking for because you're giving that information out when you're doing the
Yes.
one questions, right? So
Yeah.
again, like be the first one to reach out. Try to
Mm-hmm.
have some kind of like a evidence that they're actually, you can talk to them. They don't do the voice where I think I've got the icon on my thing here. I can do the sounds like the informant voice, like if their
Oh,
voice is
yeah.
a little bit kind of
Do
funny,
it.
like you
Do it.
see,
Do it. Do it. Do
let's
it.
see. I don't know. Okay, hold on. This is the
female voice, right? So this isn't me, and I'm just pressing a button.
I love it.
This is the male voice. So I sound like I'm in witness relocation or you're protecting my
Oh
identity.
my God, that's like Home Alone. That's Home Alone. That's that
Yeah.
and that
So,
thing he has. Oh, I missed it.
yeah. So, and then
This is the Lolly voice. So,
It's the chipmunks.
their voices and make them sound like someone else. And I'm sure there's programs that can make it not sound so
I love it.
oh, and there is the monster voice.
Oh my God. What? Get out of here. That's horror movie stuff right there. Oh, I don't like that one.
Yeah, I'm in the house.
Oh, I really don't like that one.
See, now I don't even know how to get it back.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just finish the podcast with Alvin the Chipmunk.
Hold on. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you are.
I'm back.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, and honestly, just to recap everything and to repeat to you guys, when it comes to wondering if you're being scammed, wondering if something's legit, feel free to drop a comment under any one of the videos for this podcast on any of the platforms that we're sharing it at. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you want, because Kim and I will gladly answer it. We'll either answer you back in a comment or we will actually bring it into one of the upcoming episodes and answer it so everyone can hear it, especially if it's a really good question, okay? So don't ever be scared of that.
No, absolutely. And we just want people to be informed. We want people to feel comfortable. We want people just to love this.
Yeah, especially as you're starting this journey for people who are just, tiptoeing in the waters of tarot readings, mediumship, or just trying to be more spiritual. It can be very confusing, and there's so much misinformation out there. So it's very important that you guys educate yourselves. And that's what, like Kim said earlier, this podcast is hopefully going to do for a lot of you. Right?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Q&A portion, and we do have one question today from Becca, and she'd like to know what are ways that we can protect ourselves, because I started a spiritual practice and I was told I need to be careful by my mother and a few of my friends. They said that if I'm not careful, I can pick up on negative energies that can very well affect me. So I'm wondering, what are some ways that I can protect myself when I start meditating, or if I do tarot, or if I start doing other spiritual things? Just side note, I am not doing anything negatively spiritual right now. I'm just trying to meditate more and awaken my third eye so that I feel more confident within myself. I love that.
Oh, that's very nice. It's a wonderful start to the journey.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, protect yourself. You just, there's nothing to protect yourself from.
Right.
You can, you can have basically anything that I would tell you to do. If I would just say, before you go in, like at the church, what we do is we say an opening prayer, we say the closing prayer,
Yeah.
so we kind of let spirit know we're working, and then let spirit know we're done working. All right. So they're not continuing on with us. Smudging or things like that people want to do. You can do all that stuff, but all that stuff is setting the intention. It's not, setting your intention. So you set your intention for the higher good, of all who is ever connected. And if you want to imagine yourself in a bubble that's protecting you from, any spiritual attacks or whatever, do that. I personally don't delve in lower vibrations. So I always keep my vibrations very high.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that I personally have never encountered a negative spirit, because I will not allow my vibrations to go down.
Yes.
Okay. So, and there are many things you can do that can make yourself your vibrations go down. But when you start to get into spiritual practices, you'll start to notice that your diet will get a little cleaner. The things that you ingest will get a little bit more refined. I personally, I have not drank any alcohol in almost 4 years. And it was just because I just decided, not even by having any real thoughts about it. It was just, I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah. That's what happens though. It's instant. It's totally
Yeah.
instant. Your body just craves it. It knows that it doesn't want to smoke anymore. It doesn't want to drink anymore. It doesn't want to eat fast food anymore. It just, and then you just start doing it. And
Yeah.
it's kind of surreal, but
Yeah.
that's a real thing that happens.
Yeah. And you'll start noticing things, like you'll start clearing out, maybe different toxins, and, maybe better cleaners, or not having artificial sweeteners. Your food will be a lot less refined.
Yes.
And in general, you'll just start feeling better, and your vibrations will go higher. Your vibrations are going to go lower when you're getting intoxicated, and then you can get depressed, and having depressants, that can really affect it as well.
Yeah.
So keep your vibrations high. You don't have to protect yourself from anything. You just need to remember to close out the practice and have respect for the practice.
Yes.
And don't go into it with fear. If you're going to go into it with fear, you're feeding that energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just make the intention that everything that you do is for the greater and higher good.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you're not needing to protect yourself. There is so much in the spiritual world, spirit world around us that is not, it's not what we think it is.
Yeah.
There's, what you come up with in your mind, and how you interpret things is all part of your upbringing, people you're connected to,
Yes.
different types of media you may listen to, see, watch, whatever, things like that.
That's
so don't,
absolutely it.
You want to keep your intentions honorable and clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like me, my intentions for pretty much every reading that I do going in, and sometimes I don't even know the people's names. So, you can't ever say that I've been Googling or whatever, because then when they leave, I sometimes forget who they were too, just because they didn't come to me for me to remember them.
Yeah. Yep.
I came to be a conduit to bring them their, loved ones who crossed over. And, I give the reading, and I always say just before, please bring through the information that is going to be of the greatest healing to, this person that I'm working with.
That's
what I ask.
That's pretty good advice. So even like Becca, even for you or for whoever is starting out in the spiritual journey, whether you're meditating, tarot reading, whatever you're doing, something like what Kim does, that helps as well, right? Because I know that some people think meditation can get a little bit scary. It can't get scary, I'll tell you that right now. But having a little prayer intention set like Kim did when it comes to even a tarot practice or meditation, that might help as well. Even just asking, for the session to go smoothly, and to clarify whatever you need clarified, and that's actually a brilliant thing to do as well.
Well, it sets your intention,
Yeah.
and puts out into the universe what you want to do.
Yeah.
All right. I personally, when I do readings, I'm not. People are like, I have people in my circle who are like, "Oh, I'm too scared. I'm too scared."
Mm-hmm. I believe it. Yeah.
I have never myself given a reading that wasn't done in love, that hasn't brought through love, hasn't brought through the intentions of love. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Even the ones where I've had readings where people have had, someone come through that did some like unspeakable things.
Right. Oh, I can
and hurt them
imagine.
very badly here. And when they have come through, a lot of times people are like, I don't even want to talk to them. And
Mm.
I've said, okay, well, they're coming through. And, can you just please, you're safe. Can you please just hear what they have to, what they have to say because they
Right.
feel this is important. And I can tell you every single time they have been grateful because it has helped them move on. It has helped them um, start to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Because once they've moved on, they no longer have the same things we have here. Not your ego. There's no, you're not protecting anything. You're just love, light, and it's just a completely different set. You're not, you're not worried about being hurt, and they know that they've hurt you.
Yeah.
Okay. And they are apologizing.
Yeah.
But for other things, my dogs, for other things, we'll get into other techniques and things that we can worry about after. But for now, we're just going to, we'll talk about this because we do have other episodes that we're going to do that will
Yes.
focus on how to, how to meditate, how to do
Yeah.
different readings or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not going to go fully into that because there probably will be an episode coming up about how to protect yourself with whatever if you actually need something physical. But to answer your question, Becca, I mean, if you do need something physical because you need that, for the placebo effect thing, sage, Paleo Santo, crystals, crucifix, whatever you want, fine, wear it, keep it on you. I'm not gonna lie, 9 times out of 10, they are placebo effect, but it will help you set that intention like Kim's talking about, and just holding it or smelling it and knowing that you've done it and it resonating with protection will be enough for your mind to feel protected and therefore have that little white light or whatever you'd like around you. Okay. Don't let people scare you. There's nothing negative that will happen with meditating. Trust me. Nothing. Okay.
With
Nothing
any of
negative.
it. The reason why people have these stories or have fear is because of predators and people who are fearful
Yeah.
of what's happening. It's always like a friend of a friend of a friend heard,
Yes. My
whatever.
God.
There's it's just people.
Yep.
And it's unknown, so it's scary. And once you start to work with it and you realize, okay, I'm not going to, keep myself low, because when you're low, you feel bad, and you can be in a really bad mood and somebody says, "Oh, look at you today." And you're like, "Oh, they're so awful." But when you're in a really good mood and someone's like, "Oh, look at you today." And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, yeah, I'm having a good day." So
That's
even
it.
how you interpret information, it's going to be the same.
Absolutely.
So just try to do your best, and maybe if feeling low and things, then skip a day.
Yeah.
There's no rules, there's no dogma, there's none of this stuff that
No.
is required. You're not going to go to the fiery place down below,
That doesn't
for
exist.
certain things. I personally don't believe it exists, but
It
that
does
scares
not
people
exist.
because people who believe in it really do fear that. And my very strong belief is with God, because I do believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
Know God who loves you as much as as it's said, or you are, as much as you believe God should love you, is going to make you burn down below.
Yeah.
Is going to harm you, is going to hurt you in
Mm-hmm.
any shape or form, is not going to
Mm-hmm.
turn their back on you. Doesn't matter
Yep.
what you do. And again, we'll get into all this later on, but it's nothing to fear. Okay.
No.
The only thing that you have to fear is your own ideas, and ideas that you allow come to you through other people's fears.
Yes. If anything, protect yourself from people's whose opinions um, are given when they don't need to be given.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As
Oh, yeah.
one of my favorite quotes ever, opinion neither desired nor required. So that's something that people could take with them today. Anyway,
Too many people need to worry more about themselves than
that's
what
right.
about other people.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's
Doesn't
exactly
matter
it.
the setting, whether it's family, work, whatever. Worry about your own self and just don't worry about other people. And it's a lot happier life.
No, it absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what? I'm actually I was excited for the theme of this episode, and I'm excited for the theme of the next episode. By the way, Kim came up with all the themes. I mean, no, we've got about 10, but like we're working on it. But Kim came up with all the 10. And then technically 3 because there's going to be one fun episode that she's going to take over. Maybe in 2 or 3 episodes, I don't know, we haven't decided yet. That I think a lot of people are going to enjoy. But the theme for the next episode and what we're going to talk about is going to be addicted to readings.
Yeah.
People who get addicted to tarot readings, mediumship readings, any spiritual practice, and what that does to your psyche and what that can do to the people around you. So that's
Yeah.
going to be, I'm excited for that one.
Yes. It's definitely something that I don't think people really understand.
No.
And you get thrown down that place, sometimes you just don't know how to get out.
No, it's true. And a lot of people don't even realize that they're addicted to these things until somebody calls them out on it. Right.
Mhm.
I will be the first one to tell you that I have told several of my clients, I'm not reading for you anymore because you're obsessed and you're addicted. It's not happening. You have to go find somebody else. Some of them take what I say and then they try to wean themselves off. And some of them just go and find 6 other tarot readers or mediums. And then they're still stuck in the same cycle. But that's
Yeah.
just, and that's each their own, I guess.
And not saying, yeah, like with mediumship readings, a mother's lost her child and she wants to keep going to a medium because she wants to hear from them.
Mhm.
Um, you know, there are those situations. However, at some point,
It's
they
unhealthy.
need to go within themselves and have those, because they can communicate with themselves. There's a connection in
Exactly.
love, so they can do it.
I believe that.
And they don't need a third party to continually give them message or give them meaning. I'm
Yeah.
not saying don't ever get mediumship readings, but after you've maybe had a couple or whatever, start looking at practices like meditation, getting yourself quiet so that you can actually do that communication yourself. But we'll talk about this stuff
Yes. Next
in the
episode.
episode. But again, it's kind of a tight it's a tight line, kind of. I don't know, that you just kind of want to make sure that nobody,
Yes.
because grief is so
Yes.
unbelievable, and nobody grieves. No two people grieve alike.
No, they don't. And that's something that really annoys me when people judge how other people grieve. But that will be maybe discussed in the next episode. Because
Yes,
otherwise we'll just keep talking about it because we're both going to get amped up. But anyway,
we need other
thank you
things.
everyone for joining us on the second episode. I really truly hope that you loved it. Rate us, thumbs us up, comment below, send us your questions to our email if you have any. We are reading questions at the end of each episode that we are definitely going to answer the best that we can for you guys. If you have stories about this kind of stuff, email those in as well because Kim and
Yeah.
I would love to read them. If you want us to read them on the podcast, we'll read them on the podcast. But if you just wanted just to tell us, then absolutely just email and tell us because we just like to know anyway. Right?
Did we want to talk about quickly about those online readers?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Just because I know somebody had asked a question about the online readers that you
Yeah.
would get. I'm not talking about the what from the 80s, the 1-800-CLEO or whatever, call Cleo,
Yeah.
things like that. But I'm talking about those where you will find them and there'll be several readers and it'll show online, not online, or
Mm-hmm.
active, I think, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that those are actually um, fairly vetted and they are legitimate readers.
Yes.
All right. They're not all scammers. My understanding is that they actually have to provide their real legal name with ID, and they have to have a picture.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
the company actually needs that confirmation before
Right.
they're allowed to read on there.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to that, just please know that yes, those are legitimate people. So, but again, if you're not feeling comfortable with someone and whatever, then you don't have to stay.
Yep.
They usually have a little bit of a free credit kind of thing, I think,
Yeah.
my understanding. So don't be fearful of everybody. Just kind of keep your
Do your research. Do your research when it comes to that stuff. You'll know which sites are legit and you'll know which sites are not, especially with those. And Kim's right. A lot of them, it is a good way for them to make a living. Maybe they don't like to do TikTok thing. I don't blame them. Maybe that's the way that they want to do it. I mean, a lot of them do it that way because they can be more private. You know what I mean? I mean, they can have a nickname. They can
family
have a
to know that they're doing it or whatever.
Exactly. So those sites, a lot of them are very legit. But do your research just in case. But I have heard decent and very good things about some mediums and tarot readers on those websites. Yeah.
Yeah. And absolutely, just like I said, I just flicked through the TikToks and
Mm-hmm.
there is a large amount of spiritual stuff on there. So pretty much anything you want to know about, you go. So you can get tarot
That's
readings,
right.
you can get, mediumship, you can just, there's so much. And just watch them and just
Yeah.
watch their interactions, ask questions, maybe even
Yeah.
ask questions that you're testing, whatever you got to do
Yeah.
to make yourself feel so, and you'll get a feeling by watching them. And I'm not talking like 2 minutes. I'm like, you got to kind of listen,
Yeah.
and watch them and see how they're interacting with these other people.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that'll
Exactly.
do a very good indicator whether or not they're legitimate.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, well, thanks for adding that, Kim, because we did forget about that one.
Well,
Okay.
it's important.
It is
So
important. They are important. It's all very important. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us for this podcast. We look forward to having you guys in on podcast number 3, where we're going to be talking about addicted to readings. Please like, share, like I said, follow, whatever. Email us, send us your stories, send us your questions. We will read them on air. Your stories we will read also on air, as I mentioned. Unless you don't want us to, that's fine. You just need advice. If you want advice, even just towards me and Kim, email it in and we will do the best that we can, right?
yes.
Yes.
And again, we will never message you, DM
Nice.
you, reach out to you to give you a reading.
No,
All
never.
right.
Will never happen, guys.
We both do readings. So should you be ever interested, definitely reach out to us
Absolutely.
and then we will do something, but we will never ever. So if someone comes in and says, hey, I'm Kim and I want to give you a reading, I feel very
Yeah.
drawn to you, it's not true.
No, definitely
Not
not.
saying I don't feel drawn to people, but that's just not how I go. I got a very busy life in other ways. I
Yeah.
am a minister at a spiritualist church, and
Mhm.
so I'm doing things like that, and I've got a full-time job,
Yeah.
and then I've got family. So, I don't really have the time to just reach out to random people that I don't even know if they really want a reading or not.
Exactly. 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 So do remember that, everybody, okay? All right. All right.
All
We
right.
will see you guys next week for episode 2. And thank you so very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. We are
Bye bye.
Spirit Questions, serving spirit.